Hello, this is Ken Wilber, and I would like to extend a special greeting to all of my friends in Brazil, and especially those who are part of the growing Brazilian integral community. The integral approach to issues, from our greatest potentials to our worst wicked problems, is a radically new way to look at our world, ourselves, our friends, and family. A new way to look at reality, basically. What is this new approach? It is, right now, the most comprehensive, the most inclusive, and, in the very best sense of the word, the most truly holistic approach to reality now in existence. It literally takes the very best and brightest truths from all eras of human history, truths from pre-modernity, from modernity, and from post-modernity, and weaves all of those important truths together into a coherent, unified, and deeply meaningful whole. Under the banner that everybody is right, it takes all human disciplines and, instead of selecting just one as being really real and all the others as being mistaken or secondary or wrong, it instead asks, how can all of them be woven together into a single whole? This whole is called integral theory, or technically integral meta-theory, and it is revolutionizing our approach to the world in general and everything in it. It's creating integral business, integral politics, integral education, integral art, integral spirituality, and over 50 other disciplines that have now been completely reinterpreted using an integral framework. It really is so deeply evolutionary that it's revolutionary. Of course, there have been great integral thinkers in the past. In fact, the very best philosophers in almost every epoch have tended to be integral. People such as Plotinus, St. Thomas, Longchenpa, Shankara, Hegel, Baldwin, Nagarjuna, T.I., William James, Lady Sogyal. All of those people are some of the giants on whose shoulders I stand. But each of those thinkers built upon the integral pioneers that came before them, adding the new insights and new truths that their predecessors did not yet have available to them. And that's what today's integral framework does as well. It builds upon the brilliance and genius of all of those pioneers, plus hundreds more from East and West alike. It stands on their shoulders, and then it adds to their extraordinary talents all of the new truths and new insights and new discoveries that were not yet available to them due to their own time period. This cumulative addition makes today's integral meta-theory the most recent, most up-to-date, most comprehensive integral framework ever available. One of the best places to start understanding today's integral approach is to look at what some people say is my masterpiece, at least so far, and that's the book Sex, Ecology, Spirituality. We often just call it SES. This is the first book that introduced the full AQUAL integral framework. AQUAL, A-Q-A-L, is short for all quadrants, all levels, all lines, all states, all types. And it was first presented in this book, SES. You don't have to worry about those terms. They're all clearly explained in the book, and more importantly, you can start to see how each of those terms actually applies directly to your life. All those terms represent the results of that overall search that asked, what are the best and brightest truths presented by humanity throughout its entire history, from pre-modernity to modernity to post-modernity? This book, Sex, Ecology, Spirituality, is the answer to that question. So you can see that it deals with human potentials that have been discovered not just by today's world, but by all previous cultures as well. In other words, it offers an overview of the sum total of wisdom achieved by humankind so far. This very likely makes it unlike any book you've ever read in today's world, or any video you've seen on YouTube. Of course, I'd recommend other books of mine as well, such as Integral Spirituality or The Religion of Tomorrow, but SES is definitely a cornerstone. What the full Octal Integral Framework does is, well, remember those terms I used? Quadrants, levels, lines, states, and types. What this full framework tells us is that in order to achieve and awaken and develop each of those items, we need to engage in waking up, growing up, cleaning up, and showing up. With SES, you'll see what all those areas mean in your own life. You'll see how those 5 elements, or Octal, show up in your day-to-day existence, in your work, relationships, family, and friends, in your politics, your education, your conflicts, your environmental concerns. You'll see areas that most experts, even today, don't even know exist. And that's because living in today's postmodern world, they're usually completely unaware of any truths from pre-modern and modern times. And so, of course, their approaches are not truly holistic or inclusive. But it's that radical inclusiveness that has made the integral approach, I'll say it one last time, has made the integral approach so truly revolutionary. The integral approach is spreading around the world like wildfire. I'm delighted that you, in Brazil, are starting to become aware of it. Look at it carefully, and then use your own brilliance to carry it forward, creating yet another generation standing on the shoulders of giants, and thus carrying evolution itself forward. This is Ken, thanking all of you and wishing all of you the very best.